Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Ever get that feeling like you meet someone and it's like you've known them forever? Like maybe even in another life?
Oh, yeah, that like instant connection thing.
Exactly. That's kind of the vibe we're diving into today with Life Number 9 by Joe Heap.
Live number 9.
It's literary fiction, but like with a twist. Almost feels a little speculative fiction, too. Past lives, dreams, reality, all kind of blend together.
I can see that.
If you love books that make you think, like really question destiny and how we connect with each other, this is the one. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. You'll find the link to Life Number 9 down in the description.
So, what really grabs me about this book is how it tackles reincarnation. I mean, it could have gone all out, like super fantastical, but it stays grounded. It's about real people, real struggles.
Right. Like, relatable.
Totally. And the way it's structured, too, it's all chronological, May to December. Then there's an epilogue in January. Gives you this sense of time, like spiraling, always moving forward, but circling back, too.
Yeah, that first line of the book totally hooked me. Earth is corkscrewing into the night. A lonely helix dreaming of her double. Can't go back, gotta go forwards.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that.
It just sets the scene perfectly. Intertwined fates. How the past pulls at us even when it's all hazy.
Totally. And right away, we meet Jem and Mika. They bump into each other in London, present day. And there's this spark between them. Like, maybe they've crossed paths before. Not just in this life, but others, maybe.
And then, bam, the dreams start.
The dreams.
Both Jem and Mika, they're having these crazy, vivid dreams. Like they're transported to different historical periods, always drawn to each other.
Oh man, those dream sequences are like so well written. You feel like you're right there with them. Like in ancient Mesopotamia, Mika's the scribe, Sirius, recording history, and Jem, he's a musician, his music drifting through the marketplace.
I love that.
Then, boom, we're in Roman Terrico. Jem's a prisoner, condemned, the sun beating down. And Mika, she's there too, but she remembers their connection.
It's like almost painful. They find each other and they're ripped apart over and over. Makes you wonder, right? Are these dreams just like their imaginations? Or are they like tapping into past lives, real memories?
And that's where the book gets really interesting. It starts blurring those lines between memory and who we are.
Totally.
Like Jem has this near-death experience, a car crash, and suddenly he's not sure about anything anymore.
Ooh.
He's questioning everything he remembers. Are his memories even real? And Mika, she's got this whole life in the present, but those dreams, they're so intense, so real. It's like she misses a place she can't even be sure exists.
It makes you think, though, if our memories can be messed up, changed, then who are we, really? Is it just our memories that make us us? What about gut feelings, like those flashes of knowing something without, actually knowing how you know?
Yeah, that's a big question, right? And it ties into the whole idea of like, how real is reality?
Whoa.
What if our past, present, future, they're not so separate after all? Maybe our lives are all tangled up across time, across what we think are different realities. Makes your head spin a little, doesn't it?
A little. So Jem and Mika, they're wrestling with these possible past lives and making choices in the present that'll shape their futures. How does the book deal with, like, free will versus destiny?
Oh, it does it so well. Mika finds out she's pregnant, unplanned. She's got some tough choices to make.
Yeah.
And Jem, after the accident, he's searching for meaning, purpose. His whole life got flipped upside down.
Wow.
Now he's got to figure out who he is in this new reality. Like, the book doesn't shy away from how messy life can be. Those big decisions, they're exciting and terrifying all at once.
And then there's Ollie,
Oh, Ollie?
Mika's colleague, right? He comes in and it's like he wants to be with her. He represents this different path for Mika, stable, normal, at least on the surface.
Right, and even he's got stuff going on, struggles under the surface. Like, he's the opposite of Jem in a way, showing Mika what a more traditional life could be like.
Interesting.
But as things unfold, it's pretty clear Ollie's story and Jem and Mika's, they're going in different directions.
And that ending, it gives you hope, but it's also so open-ended. Mika driving off in that converted bus, it's such a powerful image. Like, she's free, embracing the unknown, she's leaving everything behind. But where's she going? What's she choosing? We don't know. It's up to us, the readers, to figure that out.
I love that. I love how it leaves you thinking.
Me too.
And then there's the epilogue. It gives us a peek into Mika's future. She's escaped, changed her name, built a new life. It all comes back to that idea of choice, Even if there are things we can't control, we can still break free. We can choose something different, even if it takes like multiple lifetimes to get there.
It's like mind-blowing. What hit you the hardest about how the book explores memory and how it shapes who we are? What really resonated with you?
Hmm. What really got me thinking is that the book doesn't give you all the answers about memory and identity. It's more like it makes you think about what memory is, how it affects us, and if those past lives, whether they're real or not, can change our present. Like the author is saying, hey, what do you think about all this?
Yeah, I love that. It's not like telling you what to think. It throws these big questions at you, and then it's like, okay, now you figure it out, which is way more fun to read, you know. And the way those memories show up in the story, sometimes in dreams, sometimes it's like a gut feeling. It's like we're solving a puzzle with the characters, trying to figure out what's real, what's not, what's beyond what we can even understand.
It's like he's saying our lives are these like tapestries woven from our memories, our experiences, and maybe even pieces of past lives. And it's our job to figure out how it all fits together, how those pieces make us who we are.
Oh, yeah, I see that. You talked about how the book's structure is like time, like a spiral, always moving forward, but also coming back around. How do you see that happening with Jem and Mika?
Well, you see it in their dreams, those repeating dreams. They keep finding themselves in situations that are like their problems in the present.
Yeah.
Like Jim, he's afraid of commitment now. And in ancient Mesopotamia, he couldn't fully commit to love either. And Mika, she's so protective of her baby in the present. And in Roman Taroko, she's trying to save a child there too. It makes you wonder, are we really making new choices? Or are we just doing the same things over and over again across different lives, trying to learn the same lessons?
It's kind of wild to think about, isn't it? Like, maybe we're not just living one life straight through. Maybe our souls are on these big journeys, growing, changing, maybe making the same mistakes over and over until we get it right.
Exactly. But I don't think the book is saying we have to be perfect or have it all figured out. It's more about the journey, the choices, the connections we make, whether they last or not. It's about seeing those patterns in our lives, the things that keep happening, and asking, what can I learn from this? How can I stop repeating the things that aren't good for me?
It makes me think about deja vu, that feeling like I've been here before, I've done this before. Could that be like echoes of past lives coming through? Or is the author just playing with our sense of time, like metaphorically?
I think he leaves it open-ended on purpose, which I think is really cool. It's more about how you understand those experiences, right? Maybe it's not so much about proving past lives are real, but about realizing how connected we all are. Like our lives touch and affect each other in ways we may never really understand.
It reminds me of that part where Mika talks about cells traveling through tunnels that are, to them, huge, like cathedrals. It's like even the smallest parts of life are connected to something bigger, something amazing.
Exactly. It's like the book is exploring how big time and space really are. Life number nine takes us all over from ancient Mesopotamia to like a futuristic London. And it's like our individual lives are just tiny blips in the big picture, but they still matter. They're woven into this huge web of existence.
And those connections, those threads that go through time and space, they give our lives meaning. We're not just alone on this planet. We're part of something that keeps going, connected to everyone who came before us and everyone who will come after.
I totally agree. It's those connections, those moments when you see something familiar in a stranger's eyes that remind us we're not alone in this whole thing.
So where does the book leave us? What are we supposed to take away from all this?
I think it's the idea that everyone has a story, and those stories get tangled up in ways we could never imagine. It's about being open to the mysteries of life, accepting that there might be more out there than we can understand, and valuing those moments of love, connection, even if they don't last forever.
I love that. And even though we don't know for sure how life number 9 ends, it does give you a feeling of hope. Mika driving off into the unknown. It's like she's saying, I can be strong. I can break free from things that are holding me back and make a new path, even if I don't know where it's going.
It's really powerful, and it shows how much humans want to keep searching, keep growing, keep looking for something more, even if we don't know what that more is. Life can be hard, it can knock us down, but we can always get back up and choose a different way.
That's a great message, and it really means something to me. What are your final thoughts on the book? What's the one thing you hope people listening will take away from this deep dive?
You know what's so cool about Life Number Nine? It mixes the everyday stuff with the really big stuff. Like, it's about love, loss, finding your place in the world, but it's also like this deep dive into time, memory, and what's real, what's not. It really stays with you even after you finish it. It makes you question everything. And it's like, maybe there's so much more to life than we think, you know?
I know, right? This deep dive into life number 9 has been like a trip. We talked about reincarnation, how our lives might be connected across time, and how we can make choices that change our destiny. And I think for me, what really stuck was that we got to be open to the unknown, trust our gut, and believe that maybe, just maybe, we're part of something huge, something amazing.
I love that. It's like having the guts to walk away from the safe path and find our own way, even if it's scary.
It makes you think about all those times you meet someone randomly, people who come and go in our lives, but they leave a little something behind. What if those connections mean more than we know? What if they're like echoes of something deeper, something bigger than time and space? Life number 9 definitely makes you think about that, for sure.
It's kind of a beautiful and kind of creepy thought all at the same time, isn't it? And it shows how powerful stories are, how they connect us across cultures, generations, and maybe even, like the book says, across different lives. Stories bring us together, remind us we're not alone in this crazy world.
Well, we're so glad you joined us for this deep dive into Life Number 9 by Joe Heap. This book, it's going to stick with us, and we hope it gets you thinking and talking, too.
Yeah, it's definitely one you can read again and again, and you'll find new things each time.
Okay, now we want to hear from you. What parts of Life Number 9 really hit home for you? Was there a certain part, a quote, a character that you just couldn't get out of your head? Tell us in the comments. We love hearing from you guys. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button and share it with your friends. It helps us reach more people who love books, just like you.
And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our other deep dives into books that'll make you think, feel, and question everything you thought you do.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.